Hi, I'm Chris, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL, thank you for joining me. So far this year I have made some fantastic fragrance discoveries that I've been saving up for a summer themed video. Here are some sexy summer colognes that are kind of blowing my mind right now. The quality of fragrances I have for you in this video is honestly one of the best I've done. Each and every one of these fragrances blows my mind in a slightly different way. When I say blow my mind, I know that's a little bit dramatic. What I really mean is that I am massively appreciating the quality of the fragrances in this video, but that doesn't sound quite as catchy. I wanted to save these fragrances up for a summer themed video because I think they work incredibly well in the summer. They're not exclusively fragrances that you only have to wear in the summer. They also work really well all year round. The versatility of all these fragrances is one of the reasons I am loving them so much. The first fragrance I'm going to talk about is not a new discovery. I discovered this a couple of years ago, but it's a bottle that is brand new to me, so I've really been enjoying wearing this in the warmer weather so far. It's from one of my favourite brands, Parfums de Marly, and it's one of their best, if not the best, fresh fragrance for warmer weather, Sedley. Juicy citrus, intense woods and fresh mint make this an absolute summer stunner. The ladies certainly think so because I've seen a lot of ladies on YouTube raving about it. I love how this scent is built with the bright, juicy citrus and the super refreshing mint, but the intense woodiness contrasts those fresher notes in a really satisfying way. It's clean, it's fresh, it's got attitude, it's got everything you want in a masculine summer freshie. In the short time I've had this bottle, I've really been making the most of it because we've had some hot as balls weather here in the UK, surprisingly. And I took a trip to London to see a friend a couple of days ago. I wore this on the train. Let's just say this is a very travel safe fragrance because it's not too obtrusive. It's not something you're going to be self-conscious about wearing. On a train, obviously, you're in close proximity to people. Someone was actually sat right next to me on the train, you know, really close, like rubbing elbows, and at no point was I thinking, oh, have I sprayed too much? I was simply thinking, I'm really pleased with the fragrance I chose to wear. So air-conditioned environment on the train works really well in that situation, but when I got off the train, it was hot. I went to meet a friend at a bar in the sunshine right by the River Thames. I was sat there drinking a beer, smelling of Sedley. It was just so perfect. It sparkles. In the warm weather, this fragrance really comes to life. You could wear it all year round, but in the sunshine, in the heat, it really just sings. If you haven't yet got anything fresh from Marly and you're in the market for a new long-lasting fresh fragrance, I can highly recommend Sedley. The big question is though, Sedley or Greenly? This is one of the most intriguing, unique, yet wearable fragrances I've smelled in a long time. From the brand 2787, it's Genetic Bliss. The brand say they have delved deep into the secrets of molecular perfumery and have used 5 exclusive captive molecules, which are Akigala wood, bel ambre, moxalone, javanol, and Georgie wood. Georgie wood, not heard of that one before, don't really know what it is, although I'm guessing it's something woody. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but hey, let's go with it because I'm interested in what this fragrance is doing, because like the eccentric molecules fragrances, it's molecular perfumery. It does have more of a scent than those. It's definitely got more of a woody scent than, say, Molecule 01 or 02. Like the eccentric molecule fragrances, this is definitely a clean second skin type of scent. I get something slightly sweet and like a creamy woodiness from this one. It's a very captivating and alluring type of smell. Never smelled anything quite like this, which is why it's interested me so much. Because it is so different, I've really been enjoying wearing this fragrance on its own. Those situations where you want to smell clean and a little bit interesting, but not too much of perfume, like for example, say the gym, it works really well in that situation. What I think would also work really well with this fragrance, I haven't tried this yet, this is just something in my mind, is layering it like you would with Molecule. I would use Molecule 01 to layer with another fragrance. I think this would work really well layering with citrus fresh fragrances, maybe those fleeting citruses that don't last quite as long. If you want to add some lasting power, some extra depth, some extra intensity, some more backbone to your favorite summer fresh fragrances, I think Genetic Bliss would work really well. It would also improve the lasting power to make them hang around a little bit longer. Very clean and alluring on its own, but I suspect it will be great for adding extra firepower to your citrus freshies. Neroli is always a good shout for a refreshing summer fragrance, but this Neroli is like a Neroli I have never smelled before. Completely unique. From Maison Crivelli, it's Neroli, Nasimba. Pink pepper, cardamom, neroli, orange blossom, leather, and vetiver. This is another fragrance of dramatic contrasts. There's a little hint of a bubblegum sweetness in this fragrance. It might be coming from the orange blossom. And when I say bubblegum, I don't mean in the way that we use to describe that mushy, massive sweetness that we can sometimes get in fruity, generic designer fragrances. This is a more subtle and elegant type of sweetness. Contrasted against the leather, it creates a really captivating and alluring juxtaposition. Throw in a little bit of spiciness and you have a fantastic new fragrance from perfumer Paul Galland. Easily enough freshness for the summer, but lots of depth and attitude from the assertive leather. I don't own anything else like this, completely unique to me. This is a summer statement maker that will get you noticed for all the right reasons. If you like a bit of green in your freshie, I am sure you would like Masa from Kajal Fragrances, and I'm not just talking about the bottle. And what a bottle it is. Juicy grapefruit, zingy ginger, cool spicy cardamom, vetiver, amber, vanilla, and woods. Aquatic, check. Juicy, check. Invigorating, check. So far, so fresh. But then come the woods, the amber, and the vanilla, which bring a whole lot of depth. There's a touch of creaminess, a strong woody backbone, and a little wisp of smoke. As with most of Kajal's stuff, this is very easy to wear, but smells luxurious and sophisticated. If you're looking for a watery, aquatic scent that has lots of depth and gravitas, Kajal have you covered. If you love fragrance as much as I do, head over to my online store luxparfum.co.uk. You'll find my favourite brands plus brands you can't find anywhere else in the UK. Link is in the description. I smelled this one for the first time in Milan, and as soon as I smelled it, I said to the brand, this does what AVENTUS does. And they said to me, that's because it's the same perfumer. From Jacques Fath, it's Vetiver Gris. Hazelnut, orange, neroli, and vetiver combine to create a bright, clean, and very refined scent. When I first smelled this, honestly, I'd never heard of it before. I took a recommendation from Tony from FRAG-MENTAL. He said,
you've got to go to Jacques Fath and smell this amazing vetiver fragrance.
So I'd never smelled it before. I had no idea that the perfumer was Jean-Christophe Hérault, but he obviously knows a thing or two about creating refined, sophisticated head-turning fragrances. When I likened this to AVENTUS when I was talking to the brand, I wasn't meaning that it smells like AVENTUS. I was comparing it to the style of AVENTUS. You would wear this fragrance in the same sort of situations. It's the same kind of head-turning, versatile fragrance that just smells fantastic. It's the sort of scent that comes across as very boss-like, someone who is very confident, very charismatic, very together. If you're not that sort of person, you could wear this fragrance and perhaps maybe be perceived as that type of person. I guess that's what these fragrances are doing, isn't it? You don't have to be a CEO or a boss to wear AVENTUS or a fragrance like this. It's sort of the perception that you maybe want to portray, but you're not really that, but you can trick people into thinking you are. One of the things I enjoy most about this is this statement-making, bracing bitterness that it has, very attention-grabbing. And then there's this symphonide molecule, which I had no idea what it was, so I had to look this one up. Apparently, it's a synthetic musk that is designed to have a very alluring skin-like accord, and yeah, I would say that it works because Vetiver Gris does have a very alluring nature to it. Fantastic perfumery from the creator of AVENTUS. If AVENTUS is maybe a little bit played out for you, or you just want to try something different that you could wear in the same situations and has a similar sort of effect, then you should definitely look into this. If you like big old, loud, long-lasting, juicy citrus bomb fragrances, you might want to try Supernova from Terence Hughes. Lots of juicy citrus, apple, pineapple, sea notes, oak moss, ginger, and ambergris. It's the perfect name because this is absolutely an explosion of juicy fruits. So that this juicy, fruity explosion doesn't completely take over the fragrance, it's slightly contained with a really calming sea breeze that runs through it. It's a good, fun, lively fragrance, although Aaron has definitely managed to engineer some class and sophistication into it. It's pretty much everything you could want from a summer fragrance. It's loud, it's proud, it's refreshing, it's also addictive and alluring. If you like Dolce & Gabbana's light blue line that balances fresh, zingy notes with a calming oceanic breeze, then I think Supernova could well be right up your street. The development of this one is also really nice because it does start off as this big, loud, juicy, fruity explosion, but then as it dries down, it starts to settle into its oak moss to the ambergris and into into the sensual musks. Long-lasting summer freshies don't come along very often, but we have one here with Supernova. I feel like Aaron's really upped his game with fresh fragrances over the last few years, and in my opinion, this is probably the best of them. If there's one bottle in this video that screams summer and sunshine more than any of the others, it's this one. Solis from Memoize. Geranium, juniper, rose, cardamom, orris root, oud and sandalwood. Makes me think of bronze sun-kissed skin. I find this extremely easy to wear, it's easygoing, easy breezy, it's just a very easy fragrance. The rose here is quite noticeable, but in a way that I think is very wearable for a man as much as it is for a woman. And then there's this buttery quality. There's this kind of ethereal smoothness that seems to run throughout the fragrance. I need to tell you about one of the aspects of this scent that I love so much. There's a cheeky little bit of booziness. So picture this, you're on holiday, you're laying in the sunshine, you've just applied your suntan lotion, you're getting a bit hot, so you wander up to the bar for a refreshing alcoholic beverage. You sit on a chair overlooking the ocean, drinking this refreshing alcoholic beverage. You close your eyes, you smell this fragrance, and it doesn't get much better than that. To be honest, that is a good image. For me, this works as a classy yet casual summer daytime scent. It's not exploding, it's not popping off like, for example, Supernova, but it's a different fragrance. It's not designed to do that. This is a more sensual fragrance. It's sexier, it's more intimate. So if you're looking for a casual, classy summer daytime wear that is sexy and intimate, they don't come much better than Solis or Solis. Whichever way you say it, it's fine. Whichever way you say it, still smells the same. It's a good one. Last up is a brand new Roja Parfums release for summer 2023. We're diving into Isola Blue. Citruses, blackcurrant, apple, coconut, pink pepper, oak moss, vanilla and leather. And that's just a few of the notes. As usual with Roja Parfums, this is pure class in gorgeous looking glass. There's a lot of fruit in this, practically a fruit salad, but despite all this fruit, it's not as sweet as you might think. There's enough sweetness, it's not too much, because one of the things I love most about Isola Blue is this very sharp, arresting, slightly bitter crispness that it has that just works so well in the warm weather. Apparently this is rebranded Oligarch, which they don't make anymore. I do have Oligarch and they do smell almost exactly the same, although I do get a very subtle difference. I feel like this doesn't have quite the intensity of Oligarch, and it seems to have more of an oceanic sea breeziness that runs throughout it. I don't know, it might just be me getting sucked into the Mediterranean marketing and the gorgeous bottle with all its blue bits, but I am getting something just a little bit different, subtle though it is. The quality, the class, the crispness all comes together in a fragrance that is so good it will blow her mind, his mind, anyone's mind. I've said this before about Roja Parfums, I'll say it again. It's the pinnacle of perfumery. It does not get any better than this. Honestly, I think all these fragrances are incredible, not just for the summer, but for any time. There's some absolute masterclass juice here, and I really hope some of you out there get a chance to try some of these fragrances. Tell me which fragrances you're loving the most this summer. In this video, I've tried to move away from designer fragrances and go to things that are a little bit less generic, a bit less predictable, more unique. So tell me which unique fragrances have really caught your interest this summer, because if I've not tried them, I would love to try and get my nose on them at some point. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, you know what to do. Give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please have a fantastic summer. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.